Okay, so here's part 2 of our little education rant.
I mean, nothing's more annoying than when you're trying to rush whatever homework you didn't finish that Monday morning. You come into school and then you come in through a stanky ass, crowded staircase, and then you better get through the staircase alone. Then you get to the floor you're supposed to go, crowded as hell. Mad people in the way, talking, everything like that. Don't get me wrong, I did it, stay in the hallway, talking and everything like that too.
It's like acceptable to an extent. I mean, as long as you get out of the way of other people, it's cool. But if you're just standing there and you don't give a damn about anybody else, that's just disrespectful, man. I mean, you're all there, you're all on a schedule. At least let somebody keep theirs.
Yeah. Mind you, when you're a kid, you're not thinking about that, but now that we're older, we're looking at it through the eyes of the teachers. They're standing in the middle of a stampede of little mini ass cattle. So they probably wishing they had a little taser to just be like, no, get to class, whatever, keep moving. And that sucks, especially when you got all the papers in your hands and you drop it in the middle of a crowd and everybody's stepping on everything. Or especially during summer school when it's hot as balls. And you got everybody in their hot breath and their sweaty ass rubbing up against you. It is not fun, believe me. But it was not the hallways, it's the staircase, the line for the water fountain when it's hot as hell.
Mm.
But I'm a little claustrophobic myself, so I don't really like being in too tight of a space with people all up against me, because then I get all defensive and stuff like that. So I don't feel particularly comfortable when I'm trying to take a drink of water. It's hot as hell, and I'm bending down, and I got a line of people up my ass. Literally, almost up my ass.
Yeah.
Oh, not to mention the crowded locker room. Oh my god.
Mm.
I mean, I didn't have lockers or locker rooms up until I hit high school back home. And we only had lockers in the actual locker room for gym class. So if you didn't have gym class for whatever reason, then you didn't really have a locker. So we would go in there, boys had their locker room and girls had the other. Mind you, if you're not from New York or up north and you never been to that kind of school, it's nasty, it's dirty, real straight up dirty. It smell like ass, pits, funyuns, feet, shit, piss. It's all kind, or whatever. You get the drift. But yeah, you don't want to be in the middle of a hot, sweaty, crowded locker room. Mind you, I went to one of the worst schools in the city. We had metal detectors, that enough said. So if it wasn't one thing, you either getting robbed in the locker room, you get into fights in the locker room. I don't recall anybody getting raped, but you never know. I mean, it's a locker room. My school's like a prison, so you get my drift. But not to mention a crowded cafeteria. Crowded cafeteria, but none of us really ate because the school lunch was disgusting. School lunch. Seriously, school lunch. God forgive me, but I wouldn't feed that to all the starving kids in the world. They deserve a little better than that. I'd rather make 150 million peanut butter and jelly sandwiches than have to serve them what they served us.
I mean, seriously, ugh, uh,
How you gonna feed me something that's still moving? And it's spinach.
damn.
There was times they gave chicken, or pigeon in my case, but whatever. Just joking.
Yeah, I've had some crazy experiences with lunch too. I mean, most of the time it's just, at least half that plate was nasty. The only real thing to look forward to was like that little dessert thing that they gave you, and maybe the chocolate milk. That was like the only two good things.
I swear, I think they secretly had a little milking lab in the back where they milked rats. 'Cause that wasn't no cow milk. I know what cow milk tastes like. That wasn't no cow milk. was chocolate rack milk, probably what it was.
Ugh.
But whatever. And there was a lot of times where I wouldn't even eat. When I was younger, I was a toothpick. I was just skinny as can be, just because I wouldn't eat whatever they were serving us. That and amongst other reasons, but I mean, mind you, this was back home in New York. Here in Florida, school lunch was okay, I guess, a little better. I mean, I never had taco bowls back home. We had taco bowls down here. Gave me a little bit of stomach problems, if you catch me. But I mean, when they told us one day that back home they had Hot Pockets for lunch, I was like, Hot Pockets, word? Oh snap, son! It looked like Hot Pockets, but Hot Pockets, I don't remember them being that burnt when I make them, so I don't know what that was.
Maybe they put them in the oven.
Yeah, probably. Then again, I put it in the microwave, so what do I know? I ain't a chef. And there was always the one part, at least back home, they would rush me. We would get delayed for whatever reason, going to lunch, that they would rush us to hurry up and eat. We had 15 minutes to eat. That's all fine. I eat within 15 minutes or less. But it's not easy to do that when you have a long ass line of hungry ass kids and the line's taking forever to move. God forbid you should skip the lunch line and then they'll send you all the way to the back. And you was in the middle to begin with. But
Yeah, I always hated that. Especially in elementary school. There was that one bad kid, did something wrong. Held the class up for lunch. Got there, and everybody had to eat within the last 5 to 15 minutes.
best believe we whooped his ass. Eventually. Or matter of fact, I remember a few times in middle school, for me, I guess I wasn't like most popular kid in school, whatever, but I was just normal in a sense. I didn't put too much emphasis on that. But we always had these dumb loudmouth dudes, so they would be obnoxious and everything like that. So I'm there with my peoples, minding my own business. I got my milk and everything. I turn my head real quick to say something. I turn back, my milk is gone. Because I see these clowns going each and everywhere they can, snatching milk. They were snatching and running milk. So, I went up, I got another one, no big deal. Except, well, let me rephrase, matter of fact, correction. I got two. One that I drank on the way back to my seat, and one that I left for bait. Because the next dude that tried to take my milk caught an apple to the face. Fast forward, Dean's office, they knew I was a good kid, so they let me go. Other kid, they said next time, you get in trouble and, you probably had it coming, so good for you. What was fun at times was the food fights, I guess, especially because I was never caught in the middle of one. I probably started a few, but I finished a few like that as well. But it's always so funny because when the teacher tries to stop me, they get in the middle. No, big mistake. You ever seen a teacher covered in milk and everything? Not pretty. Not pretty at all. But
You ever have friends that go to a different school than you?
yes.
And for some reason, their school lunch is totally, awesome. It's just bomb,
My junior high school, I got Pop-Tarts every now and again. That motherfucker's got Doritos. I personally like Doritos. My favorite is. So I would try to transfer to the other school, but not with my grades. It wasn't happening. Damn. Like as far as cliques and everything, you got real people, you got fake people. It is what it is. But my advice now, as far as that, for a lot of you kids that are still in school, whatever friends you have or have growing up, if they all in school throughout your lives with you, and they're your real friends, you stick with them. But yeah, there's always all that we said so far, cliques or statuses play a level in that. Because like I said, I was a relatively normal kid, whatever, not too famous in school, but not too unknown either. Mind you, back home, you live in a certain area, so you live within blocks of a lot of people you end up going to school with. So I knew a lot of people in elementary school, and in junior high school, we all went together for the most part as well. In high school is where we all kind of separated, because we all went to different schools depending on what grade we got in junior high school or where we lived. So, a lot of the people I went to school with back home, I knew from growing up when we were little. And we were all cool when we was in elementary for the most part, but then along the way, as we got older, things changed. Some people I stay cool with, other people's, not so much. Other people's just, forgot about entirely, or never saw them again. Hope they're doing okay for the most. But yeah, like you could be the most popular kid in school, or not so most popular kid in school. When you're a kid, that's all that matters. Now, when you're older, that's just stupid. Also stupid. I look at it now that I'm grown, and I'm like, damn, if I could go back in time and tell my younger self, don't worry about it, do this, and that, and you probably get just as much respect. If not, whatever, it is what it is. I guess there was a few times a lot of us go through it. Kids would be like, oh, you're a dork, or you're a nerd, or you ugly. Obviously that's hurtful, and it hurts a lot when you're a kid. When you're grown, not so much. Don't get me wrong, words hurt, and they do have power, but you tend to be a little more
conscious of yourself.
Yeah, when you're an adult already. To clarify, we're in our mid-20s, so right now, a lot of things we think on back in the day, we're like, that's not as bad as I thought it was, or hey, it was just stupid, and it wouldn't bother me now.
Yeah, like I know exactly where he's coming from, because when I was in middle school, scratch that. When I was in high school, yeah, I was about 260 pounds, and it's not fun being fat and being in high school. Believe me, I know from experience. I got it from everybody. I even got it from my own friends. I don't blame them. They were teenagers. They were just being teenagers. I mean, I couldn't help that. But, they were cool for the most part. But, like I said, man, all those people, they just tore me down. The bad thing was, even the teachers were doing it.
Takes a big toll on the kids, when you're growing up. That can lead to a lot of problems. Thank God for myself and Q, we're still here, we're still strong, everything like that, but to a lot of other kids, it doesn't end up quite as good. I mean, for any of you kids that might end up looking at this, whatever it is you're going through in school, don't worry about what anybody else thinks of you. Just, as long as you're doing good, you're doing good in school, and you got your real friends, then that's what you need to worry about. Because don't let anybody push you around either. If you got to push back, so be it. Don't be scared. But just keep your head on straight as far as that. Like when Q said he was pretty big and heavy when he was in junior high school, I was the complete opposite. I was pretty scrawny and pretty bony. And didn't have a lot of muscle. Well, nobody really has that much muscle at that age, but wasn't as strong as a lot of other people were. And I was asthmatic. I've been asthmatic almost all my life. Now it's not as bad as it was when I was a kid, but I had to have been hospitalized when I was a kid because of it. I couldn't eat chocolate for a long time because of it. That's just something that happened. It's strange. I never could explain it either, but yeah, it definitely made a lot of physical activities harder. Well, yeah, I mean, Cliques, it can make you or break you. But keep in mind that in the real world, that doesn't really matter all that much. It's going to come to a point where it doesn't matter at all, matter of fact.